Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for joining us here at Garden TV.
It's a treat. Thank you for asking.
So you actually spoke yesterday.
Yes, and the day
all
before.
About landscaping.
Yes.
And it's really interesting. When I read your bio, I'm actually from Toronto, Canada.
Yay!
And I've had the pleasure of walking through the music garden, which you designed to music notes.
That's
to
right.
Yo-Yo Ma.
Well, it's to a piece of music.
To a piece of music. And it's the most amazing, beautiful place ever. I spent so much time in there. So when I saw that you designed that, I was so excited to be able to chat with you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you lived right nearby. And
I lived beside it. My condo was right beside it.
You overlooked it.
Yes.
How fabulous.
And it's such a beautiful part of Toronto, and it really makes the Toronto waterfront this beautiful, amazing place to come. It was really it is a major landmark.
Thank
in
you
Toronto.
for saying that. It's a
Yeah.
special place. And the reason that it's so special is that I designed it, yes.
Yes.
But really, when you have such a beautiful piece of music as the first cello suite by Bach, that really designed it as well. Yo-Yo Ma, the wonderful cellist,
Yes.
called me up and said, would you think about designing a park really to a piece of music?
Wow.
And so the more I listened to that music, I began to understand. I heard birds and bees and butterflies in the Courant section,
Yeah.
which you loved. I heard the music right in there, and then I played it for everyone who worked on the project and took their ideas as well.
Now, how do you design? I know you have a background also in architecture and design,
yes.
and then
Yeah.
obviously landscaping. How do you take music and create something visual with that as an artist?
Well, not every piece of music might work for this,
Okay.
but the first cello suite, Yo-Yo knew, I think because he played it since he was 4 years old, that when he played it, he thought of nature as his inspiration.
Okay.
When you listen to the prelude, it has, I wish I could play it for you, because you would hear riverscape, stream, flow, movement, in and
Yes.
out, up and down. And so I created a riverscape, and it really evokes the feeling of that music.
Now, what you spoke about here, I know we were chatting earlier. You said you were getting people to think of their childhood daydream, place where they would daydream,
Yes.
and that a lot of inspiration for landscapes come from places we like to play outside as kids.
I think that's where it all starts, because I think most of us are afraid to design our own backyards. It's
Yes.
scary for us, and even for me, and I have a lot of 35 years of experience, it's still hard. You know all the warts and problems of your own backyard. But when you go back to your own childhood daydreaming place, so let me ask you, where did you play? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
We backed onto a ravine. We lived in a very woodsy area, and I played outside in this beautiful yard that dropped into this rich ravine. In the fall, it was full of reds and oranges, and in the winter, it was snow-capped, and in the summer, it was bright and beautiful and had some fruit trees. And that's where I spent all my childhood, exploring this ravine and this.
And they're the best ravines in the world in Toronto. I love them.
So beautiful. So that's my memory.
So if I'm your designer, then I would take those memories that you had, and then I'd also talk to your husband, partner,
Yeah.
and find out his or her memories, but I'd find out, and you have a baby too,
Yeah.
so I'd find out all of those things, and I'd start to put them into my own brain, and I have my
Wow.
own ideas,
Yeah.
right, and mix them up, and come out with something that no one's ever quite seen before that works just for you. That's the whole
amazing.
idea, right?
Yeah.
Because we have longings inside of ourselves for spaces that make us feel good.
Yeah.
Inside and outside. But I'm no outside, so that's what I work on.
And our outdoor space, I think, is a place that you can sit out, whether you're reading a book or entertaining people or playing with your family or whatever it is you do outside, playing music. And it really is a place to escape. And I
Yes.
think landscape is such an important part of how you feel when you're in that space. So
Yes,
that's
and being
amazing.
in nature is critical to
Yeah.
us. The more devices we have, the more time we all spend on them, the more we absolutely need to be out in nature. And yet the less time we spend creating these spaces for ourselves. So my
Yes.
whole mandate lately has been, how can I help everybody, get back outside again and feel confident about how to at least make a small intervention in their own backyard.
Now that leads me to another thing that's very interesting that we were chatting about. If someone can't access you personally
Yes.
to come and design their landscape, you designed an app that makes it easier for people to do it themselves.
I did. I've thought a lot about this, and there's wonderful programs out there for professionals to use, like CAD,
Right.
which is very complicated and technical for
I
people
wouldn't
to
know
use.
how to use that.
And some other landscape programs are also better in terms of ease. But I decided we've got the internet, we've got apps, we've got all these things.
Yeah.
So what we created was a mobile app for iPhone, which is soon coming out in Android, where it's really a drag and drop. We create all the elements of a property that you could think about, and we're always adding more to it. So we have driveways, and we have garages, and you can design your own house on it. And then you can put in all the pieces of the landscape, all the way down to, at this point, the hammock.
And it's a drag and drop.
And it's a drag and drop,
So
and you
great.
play with it. But the fun thing that we've just added to this was, we know that even then, people are still not confident that they've designed it right, even
Yeah.
playing as they
Yeah.
are. And when you play, by the way, I think you have more fun, so
Yeah.
you do a better job.
Yeah.
But then we've had this new Ask the Expert feature where they can send it to us for free.
That's amazing.
And then we'll play with it a little more and send it back. It's not an accurate, at this point, full-scale plan that you get. But little by little, we're adding more elements to make it even more exact as
that
we go
sounds wonderful.
along.
And how can we find it?
It's called Home Outside Palette. And the palettes are the different parts that come in. So we're doing some new plant palettes that people will be able to buy an in-app purchase soon. And add more plants into their mix and drill down into that planting bed so they can design that as well.
You heard that, Home Outside Palette. You can
Yes.
go check it out if you want to design a landscape that you have and get the help of this amazing expert.
We'd love to help. We love to do this. It's fun. And it's on the iTunes store right now, but eventually, the end of the
Wonderful.
month, we hope to be out in other
Okay.
devices.
I'm here speaking with amazing landscape expert Julie Moir Messervy.
Yes,
I got that
you
right.
did it. Thank you.
And we are at the Northwest Flower and Garden Show here in Seattle.